Lulu for Faker, but we have seen more Lulu top lane, and so maybe I don't get my wish.
I agree with you. I think that the Jace has a lot more punish potential, even though Lulu
should be able to get Cuz towards that level 6 and find some comfort in that jungle on the Diana. But let's see what happens as we hop into game number 1.
So many questions going into this game, Atlas, because if I look at the individual matchups,
during that bottom scuttle, Cuz going to get that ward in at exactly the right time. Croco now in a little bit of trouble. Bear Slap comes out. Now the flash has to be used. Cuz is going to follow him as well. Throws out the E. He's going to land the Q as he's ran out of gap close, and now Croco's in trouble. Glitterlance comes on through, and Faker gets the first blood. Fate now in a whole bunch of trouble. As Canna looks for the shock blast, but the Haymaker is going to be there. Good face breaker as well, as Faker's just, yeah, he's getting a lot of help from picks here, as Fate is not enjoying his time.
Those sprints just now dinging 6 as well, and the first Drake of the game hasn't been taken yet.
Okay. Carrier's just going to solo kill on the bottom side of the map. We will get a replay of that one. Jonah
What?
Strong, I forgive you. I don't think any of us were expecting Carrier just to murder Prince.
So a big one. We saw how high the first Herald percentage was, as a lot of action possible here.
Yeah, in goes Effort. Great body slam onto the 2 members as Teddy's going to have to flash away, but Croco's right over the top. This is going to be the first kill for LIIV Sandbox. As in goes Fate, not going to get rewarded for it, as Cuz is going to have to run away, but now Canna's in trouble. There's the ult right into the wall, as Fate does have the face breaker, so Canna ain't getting out of this one. The flash comes on in, but the follow is going to be there. So LIIV Sandbox evening out the kills nicely, and also the top lane state is an absolute abomination here for T1 as well, so that's going to be a lot missed for the Jace.
And it's yet again Effort with the roams, but first, let's take a look at this play.
잡았어. 캐리.
Just too easy. And that's the guaranteed play as well, because you get the mini stun into the wall by safeguarding in. As this is where it all goes a little bit backwards, because they don't have their Lee Sin King. As Carrier is in here, that is going to be the Rift Herald secured by LIIV Sandbox. Cuz also going to be taken down. Carrier gets the heck out of there. And T1 making a couple of whoopsies, couple of blunders here in the earlier stages. Not really costing them too much when it comes to gold, but certainly that Rift Herald is going to be very valuable.
It's a testament to how far ahead T1 really was, that they're still ahead in gold after this. Again, it's Effort with these roams, and at this point you got to start expecting it if you're playing against them. The fact that he suddenly shows up on top lane, kind of a risky face check that gets appropriately punished. Canna holding the flash there for really, really long. And this is such a high variance play, because Teddy isn't 6 yet, right? And 91 health when Cuz is done. And in the end, everything goes bot lane, as Canna might be in deep trouble here.
Yeah, Fate gets behind him. That's going to be the odd. He was waiting for the To the Skies. I like it, but the hammer is going to come back. Now Fate doesn't have his gap closed, but Effort does, and he's going to be able to push Canna into that dead turret very comfortably. Uppercutted by the set, as that is the kick flash. Prince trying to get away, does have a lot of mobility as the Dawning Shadow comes forward, and Carrier is, of course, able to lock down that kill. Damn, this must feel so cool for Teddy. He's just watching his support go and murder people.
Side of the map, which makes any play towards Baron a lot harder as Summit.
Yeah, maybe the Caster Curse comes in as the Moonfall comes on out. Oh, okay. Mega Gnar comes in at the right time as Canna's tanked up a little too much of that turret. Good Dawning Shadow, but not enough damage there from Teddy. Still, T1 will push Summit out of the lane, get his flash, and take down this inner turret. So you might be saying that the gank didn't work, but 100% it did.
And that's okay, you know, it's not a bad nap, but the nap's got to be over, and starting the Baron as good a call as any.
Exactly. LIIV Sandbox, no vision of this area whatsoever. I believe they do have a blue trinket to throw out. They have some idea that this is happening, but it looks like it's going to be a turn from T1, as Cuz pretty happy just to continue fighting this Baron. There it is, LIIV Sandbox, the jig is up on T1, but they want this fight by the looks of things. As in goes Carrier, gets the kick back onto Prince. Not going to be able to just take him out though, as Fate also in a bunch of trouble. Dawning Shadow comes in, Carrier gets over that wall. Prince has to flash to get himself out of the way, and now Carrier is the one in trouble. He's going to get taken out. The Ezreal's starting to pop off in the fight, but as I say it, Canna just dives on top of him. And it's looking pretty over here. It's a triple kill for Canna so far. That wallop was phenomenal, but it's not going to be enough to help them here, as it's not the Penta, but it is the ace here for T1.
And a really nice fight by T1 there. And there we see the value of all these shields, all the sustain in these longer fights. The Senna and the Lulu make it so hard if you don't find the immediate team fight blowouts. Even with Keria, really one of the big damage dealers going down relatively quick. And here we can see, this is a drawn-out fight, right? It's basically 2 free skirmishes happening at the same time, and all Keria needs to do is draw time. Cuz does the same. They chip them down slowly, but if T1 isn't caught in one big choke point and gets blown up instantly, that lack of damage that you were talking about, we see it here. And then it's the shields, the heals, piercing darkness, and as LIIV SANDBOX is like, why aren't you dying?
Well, this is the ridiculous thing. You know, Teddy gets caught in a match available for T1 after one carry does manage to go down. As there's a kickback onto Summit. A bit of an awkward situation there as Dawning Shadow will get some extra damage. As Wild Growth comes through, Summit's trying to do his very best to stop Keria from jumping on top of him. Good body block there from Effort as Keria seeing what he could do. There's the Q. That one's going to land, but now Keria might have bitten off more, but no, the rest of T1 are going to turn up. As they're looking for Croco, wanted to take him down. Cute little Q there, but not going to get into the enemy bases. Canner is, in the meantime, just trying to win the game, as he's going to take down the mid turret, and T1 utilizing this Baron very, very well. And I feel like that point of inevitability has happened, and unfortunately for LIIV SANDBOX, they were unable to get enough done in that mid game to really stop this T1 late game.
And both teams kind of were like, you know what, we're both going to scale, we're both happy to do so. And T1 clearly the one who were able to execute on that fight a lot better. And at this point in time, look at the range that Teddy has. A Hail Mary engage from Fate.
Oh yeah, Faker was unable to quite get there as Keria is going to get taken down very, very low. Core Drinker is busted. He's still alive, for goodness sake, as Cuz gets out eventually. Faker has teleported in. That's a decent showstopper there as the GA has been brought out. The slow will land as well. Effort, actually not quite able to do so, as now Faker's the one in trouble, and he's running away. So, you know, a bit of yakety sax here towards the end. It might be. As now Cuz and Canna are running towards the Drake as LIIV SANDBOX. True shot barrage. Cuz so close to getting taken down. His Zhonya's is on cooldown as well, as now Croco in the area. Canna spots him out. Effort moving on over as well. And with Prince here, this Drake is 100% over to LIIV SANDBOX, and it's maybe not as over as I was thinking.
I don't know if that's necessarily enough in of itself, but the Ocean Soul is going to make this comp so much stronger.
Bottom side, teleport in hand, and they have sorted out their minion waves. We'll see whether it's going to be enough to allow them to actually put on any sort of defense, as the Baron's down to half. Looks like T1 are looking for a bit of a turn. There's a teleport in. Effort already down to half. Good shock blast from Canna as Cuz gets himself out of the Baron pit. Baron down very, very low, but will reset. As now T1 set up the phalanx and look to see whether they can get a team fight started. Effort, a bunch of trouble as Keria looking for these sonic waves, looking for a way to start off a fight, but lack of engage issue again could be a problem as in goes Fate. There's the showstopper as LIIV SANDBOX has started it on their own terms. Watch Prince, see whether he can keep himself safe as the Wild Growth's not enough. The Gnar is massive into the wall from Summit, and Fate is locking them down. Prince still at full health as Keria desperately tries to get on top of him, but now desperately tries to get away from the fight. Faker's not going to be able to do it against this. Ezreal, unfortunately, has no mana, uses the last of it to get a bit skippy here and get away, but he's not going to be able to. As Summit's fighting Teddy, may not necessarily be able to win out here. We'll see who's going to be able to get on top, as Teddy has absolutely no mana, unfortunately, and it will be the Gnar that takes him down. That is going to be the ace, and I think LIIV SANDBOX may have just done it.
It was a one-game Atlas. The Nexus was open.
Yep, these things happen, right? Sometimes you take a fight towards the end, you feel like it's all done and dusted, and LIIV SANDBOX, they do not let it happen. Their win condition, that was Prince, was never under any threat in that last team fight, and LIIV SANDBOX, they stuck to their guns, and they will take game one against T1.
What a performance here from LIIV. Walking isn't great as he gets a little bit of armor, like his tankiness becomes a big problem for Lee Sin. He's playing into like a double AD jungle top duo as well. But how
he does manage it, and it is once again going to be that mid Jace, which we haven't seen find all that much success, now up against Faker's Azir. And I imagine that the Azir should actually have a lot of control in that mid lane earlier on. especially when they are playing around with a volley bear jungle.
As Kaz not quite 6 yet. Is it a level deficit? Is 1 minion away though.
Yeah, Kaz's cannon's coming down. Doesn't have the kick, remember, guys, as Fate is going to dive in. It's an unfortunate timing there, as there's the flash ult. Fate has the flash, though, and Croco, that is not it. But he is able to kill Faker with it. Okay, I thought he was hunting after Kaz, but he is going to be able to get the Azir in the end. So I apologize, Croco. That's the double kill. As Canna comes in,
no!
he doesn't have it! He didn't even know that he didn't have it! As he's now burning down and Fate's going to be able to grab the kill. What a disaster! Oh no, you can see Kaz's face as well. It's like, this ain't it. Let's to go over to Prince as well. It's going to even things out a lot. If this matchup is now Summit in trouble, we'll see how the decoy is going to work, as he does have the Cyclone. It looks like T1's not going to be able to do it. Out goes Kaz with the ultimate in response to this teleport from Fate. That's not how they really wanted this one to go. Getting the teleport certainly good, though, as Teddy's just going to take down Prince on the bottom side. Can't Lantern in time. There's another mistake this time from LIIV SANDBOX.
And Prince
robbed. Give him the mulligan on that one, as Croco's going to move in. Faker actually didn't react to it. Great hook on the bottom side here, though, as Teddy's going to get devoured just in time there, but is it going to be enough? That's a really long-range rocket from Prince. Fantastically played there, as now Carrier is on the run. Teleport going to be invested here by both Faker and Canna. See whether it's going to be enough. That play was incredible, and now the Cyclone comes in. Super Mega Death Rocket is exactly that, as it's a double kill. Make it a triple, as another Giga Range rocket comes out from Prince, and he almost gets the quadra kill afterwards. LIIV SANDBOX are popping off.
It's mayhem in the LCK Atlas, as LIIV SANDBOX take an incredibly decisive team fight. It starts with Prince and effort.
Because I'm so glad that we can talk about Summit being good. Because he was having some rough times, right? We knew what this guy's potential was, but he's really starting to pop off. And yeah, this is what happens when you jinxes this Fed. You can just evaporate the Baron. And T1, yeah, they're going to find out now, but it's a little bit too late. I don't mind it. Now he has to build an Infinity Edge, though.
Oh, he will. But
unless it's Lord Dominic's, but I don't think so.
It's, as you pointed out, it's so good because it feels like what you need to do to win here is somehow get both Croc and Prince in the Shurima shuffle. And that's just impossible now.
And also, like, look at this. The Equalizer is so beautifully placed to break open the base as well, as Prince possibly in trouble. He gets thrown back. Takes the Lantern, though. Thank you very much, Effort. He's going to grab that kill onto Kaz at the same time. And Prince had a GA the whole time. Even if that hadn't worked, it doesn't even matter, as T1 are just getting destroyed. It looks like a roller coaster ride for this Jinx. He's getting just ported around the map with this Thresh. They'll break open the base and maybe they'll just win at 24 minutes.
A 2-0 for LIIV SANDBOX? What is happening in the LCK Atlas?
Well, LIIV SANDBOX are playing extraordinarily well. Chronicler, that's what they're doing. This Nexus is going to be taken down pre-24 minutes. I don't know what LIIV SANDBOX had for breakfast, but I want some. Seems to make you super good at the League of Legends.
Wow. I am holding myself back because I wanted LIIV SANDBOX to be good for a